Today, we're not just talking about wowing an audience, we're diving into the science of turning applause into action. Because let's face it, a standing ovation feels great, but it doesn't pay the bills. What does? Winning real decisions and sustaining momentum long after the meeting ends. Our objective here is simple yet powerful: apply behavioral science to win buy-in and keep the fire burning post-presentation. We'll cover key skills like social proof, loss aversion framing, commitment devices, pre-wires, stakeholder mapping, crisp follow-ups, and decision logs. By the end, you'll have the tools to transform your great ideas into tangible business outcomes. As our SEO tagline says, win decisions, not just applause. Use persuasion science, stakeholder strategy, and disciplined follow-through to turn great presentations into real business outcomes. Let's start with persuasion. At its core, persuasion isn't about charisma or slick slides, it's about hacking the human brain. Behavioral science shows us that people don't make decisions rationally, they are swayed by biases and shortcuts. Enter social proof, the idea that we look to others to guide our behavior, especially in uncertain situations. Think of it as the everyone's doing it effect. In a presentation, don't just tell your audience why your idea is brilliant, show them who's already on board. Imagine you're pitching a new AI-driven marketing tool to your executive team. Instead of saying, this will boost ROI, lead with, leading companies like Tesla and Amazon have adopted similar tech, seeing a 25% uplift in customer engagement. Our pilot with the sales team mirrored those results. Boom, social proof in action. It taps into our herd mentality, making your proposal feel safe and validated. Studies from Robert Cialdini's work on influence back this up. When we see others endorsing something, we're far more likely to say yes. So, weave in testimonials, case studies, or even subtle nods to industry trends. But remember, authenticity matters, fake it, and you'll lose trust faster than a bad stock tip. Next up, loss aversion framing. This gem from Nobel Prize winner Daniel Kahneman's prospect theory tells us that people hate losses twice as much as they love gains. We're wired to avoid pain more than seek pleasure. So, frame your pitch around what they'll lose by not acting, rather than just the upside. Picture this: you're presenting a cost-saving initiative. Don't say, we could save $500,000. Instead, frame it as, without this change, we're on track to bleed $500,000 in inefficiencies next quarter, money that could fund our growth instead. That sting of potential loss, it motivates action way more than a vague promise of gain. I've seen this flip skeptical rooms in board meetings. One client of mine, a tech startup CEO, used loss aversion to secure funding by highlighting how delaying their product launch would let competitors capture 30% of the market share. Result: investors ponied up overnight. Pro tip: pair this with visuals, a graph showing the cost of an action line skyrocketing. It hits home harder. Now, let's shift to influence. This is where strategy meets psychology. Before you even step into the room, do your homework with pre-wires and stakeholder mapping. Pre-wires are those informal chats or emails you send ahead to key players, planting seeds and addressing concerns early. Stakeholder mapping takes it further. Create a simple grid, list decision makers, influencers, supporters, and blockers. Rate their power and interest levels. For high-stakes pitch, identify the champion who can rally others and the skeptic who might derail you. Then, tailor your pre-wires. Send the champion data that excites them. For the skeptic, address their pain points directly. Behavioral science supports this. Reciprocity kicks in when you show you've listened, making them more open to your ideas. Real-world example: a product manager I know was pitching a risky pivot to her board. She mapped stakeholders and pre-wired the CFO with a customized risk analysis, turning him from blocker to ally. By the meeting, half the room was already nodding. It's not manipulation, it's smart preparation. As Sun Tzu said in The Art of War, the greatest victory is that which requires no battle. Pre-wire wisely, and you'll win before the slides even load. All right, you've persuaded and influenced. Now comes the crucial part: follow through. Without it, even the best presentation fizzles like a firework. This is where commitment devices shine. These are psychological tools that lock in promises and build accountability. Think public pledges or deadlines that make backing out feel embarrassing or costly. For instance, at the end of your presentation, don't just say, let's discuss next steps. Use the commitment device. Friday, I'll send a summary of our agreed actions, and I'd like each of you to reply with your confirmation. Sound good? This leverages consistency bias. We hate contradicting our public commitments. Research from behavioral economists like Dan Ariely shows commitment devices increase follow through by up to 300%. Make it concrete, assign owners, deadlines, and metrics right there in the room. Then, mail those crisp follow ups. Within 24 hours, send a polished email recapping key points, decisions, and action items. Keep it short, bullet points, not paragraphs. Attach any supporting docs and personalize it. John, excited to hear your thoughts on the budget allocation we discussed. This reinforces momentum and shows you're reliable. Finally, decision logs. These are your tool for sustaining long-term buy-in. Maintain a shared document or tool tracking every decision, rationale, owner, and status. Update it religiously after meetings. It's like a blockchain for accountability, transparent and immutable. In one consulting project, a team used decision logs to rescue a stalled initiative. When momentum dipped, they referenced the log. As per our March 15th agreement, we're committed to this timeline. It reignited focus and prevented scope creep. Why does all of this matter? Because presentations aren't endpoints, they're launchpads. Behavioral science teaches us that without these tools, enthusiasm evaporates. But with social proof, loss aversion, pre-wires, mapping, commitments, follow-ups, and logs, you create a flywheel of influence. Let me share a quick story to tie it together. Sarah, a marketing director, pitched a bold rebrand to her C-suite. She used social proof with competitor successes, framed the pitch around the losses of sticking with the status quo, pre-wired key stakeholders, and ended with commitment devices. Post-meeting, her crisp follow-ups and decision log kept everyone aligned. 6 months later, the rebrand launched successfully, boosting revenue 40%. She didn't just present, she persuaded, influenced, and followed through. So, what's your next move? Apply these skills in your upcoming pitch. Map your stakeholders tonight, frame your message with loss aversion, and commit to those follow-ups. Remember, the goal isn't applause, it's outcomes. Win decisions that drive real change. Thanks for watching.